the same lineup out the last 3 games. Are you considering any changes?
Considering, for sure. So it's something we'll continue to talk about this afternoon and we'll look at for tomorrow.
How have you liked the way Sharon Govich's game has been trending his 2 goals?
Yeah, I think it's coming in the right direction. We felt that way before we left on this trip in Calgary. He was around it, and some of the chances were starting to come again for him. So I know we talked a lot about for goal scorers, sometimes they go through stretches, and I think it was 16 games he went without a goal, and that's a little bit long for our liking, but they tend to bounce back, and when they do, they score in bunches. So we're hopeful that that's going to be the case for Sharon, because he is getting the opportunities, and that's what makes me feel pretty confident that he'll continue to get those chances and continue to put them in.
Obviously, Rory Cairns got off to a great start in his NHL career, but now that you've got a little bit bigger sample size to work with, your thoughts on the first few games for him?
I think he's done a really good job for us. You know, the first night, I love the first night. There's just a lot of emotion with family in town, and to see a young man achieve kind of the dream that he's always had to play in the NHL after a long road for him is pretty cool. And a bit of a step back the next game, but I thought last night in St. Louis, I thought he was pretty good. So we're going to need him to continue to focus on playing with pace every time he's on the ice. And I do like that he's strong on his stick, and he makes some good plays when he does have the puck.
You've talked about Dustin's mental side quite a bit throughout the season. That's probably one of his bigger strengths. I wonder, I don't know if he was hard on himself, but he was very real with the goals that he let in last night. Do you see that honesty within and the ability to learn from it, not just block it out?
Oh, sure. I mean, really, since I've been here, I haven't seen a goaltender point fingers at anyone else, and I don't know whether he's learned from Vladdy, whether he's learned from some other guys that he's watched, or if that's just his makeup all the way along. The best goalies always say, no, I need to have that, or I need to make that save, even if it's ridiculously impossible to make. The best guys will tell you, I need that. And I feel like since we've been here, all of our guys since I've been here, all of our guys have been that way. So I like to think they've learned from each other, and I like to think that he's taken that from Vladdy as well. But he is a very mentally tough young man, and I don't see a lot of things really bothering him. Yes, he would like to have a couple of those back last night, but move on, and today's a new day, and whenever he gets his next chance, I know he'll be ready to go.
This Jets team is obviously high-flying. They're leading the Western Conference. What kind of challenges do they present to you guys?
They're a very good team, and they are rightfully, they deserve full marks for being where they are right now, because they play a really strong offensive game with a lot of pace, but they're very good defensively. They don't give up a lot, so they make it difficult for teams that come in here in particular. So I think we have to be excited about the challenge and the opportunity to make sure that we're coming to play our game for a full 60 minutes.
Just a quick comment on Ras playing his 500th game. It's a pretty impressive milestone to reach. He was just saying he's really happy to do it, but also to do it with one franchise here.
Yeah, and it's funny when I think back to Raz and I when we first started. There were some growing pains along the way, and you sometimes wondered, how's this guy going to be? You can see the ability that he has and the type of defenseman and the passion that he had for the game, but he had to make some changes to his approach, and I love that he was able to do that, and I love that he's made himself a really solid defenseman at the NHL level, and I'm happy for him. I think it says a lot for our team to value the development that we've put into Raz, making him or helping him become the player that he has been, and I'm excited for him. I love seeing players hit those milestones.
And with your history with him, I'm sure that's a source of pride, right? Like you were instrumental in a lot of that development, especially early on.
I don't know if I was instrumental in it. I was around it, I would say. Like I said, that first year there was a little bit of headbutting between he and I. But I think because he wanted to be a player, I think he realizes that was all me trying to get the most out of him or get the best out of him. And now we have a great relationship where I think we can both go to each other, and I think we understand that we're wanting the best for each other. So I have a lot of time for Ras.
So you and Rasmus were chirping one another back in the day?
It wasn't so much chirping. At the end of the year, I think he probably would have pushed me over a bridge if he could have. But again, you see the potential that he had as a player, and our organization that first year that he turned pro, we spent a lot of time with him, from our strength and conditioning guys in Stockton to all the coaches to the medical people. There was a reason why we really pushed to develop this guy, because we knew there was a lot there that we could try to get out from him.
Just going back to the Jets for a second, as an opposing coach, what's it like when you see a team commit to structure the way they have over the last couple of years here?
Well, it makes it hard to play against. I think the structure side of the game, let me say, like, structure is winning hockey. Like, when teams are detailed and they play the right way consistently over time, it's hard to play against. And that's the way we're trying to make our team, is we want to be a team that's hard to play against as well. So when you're playing against a team that's very structured, you have to stay patient, you have to stay with your game, and you have to make sure you have a lot of discipline with that as well. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow to see how we're going to do.
Every team has a great top line around the league. What does the Scheifele line present in terms of challenges for your group?
Well, much to the question earlier, there's challenges both ways with that line, the transition and the speed that they play the game with, how they use each other and see each other in the offensive zone. But there are no slouches on the other end of the ice as well. So you have to make sure that you're playing with the full shift against them when they're on the ice, and be really smart with the puck when you are out against them.